The obligatory autographs from the local heroes. So Fiji and Russia. Fiji lead 6-0 in the series. There's been one draw. They last met in George in December of 2009 when Fiji won 31 points to 12. I wonder whether Russia can today close the gap. And for this hit, well, against Russia, they might, Fiji might well need the physical presence of Jerry Mburutu, Wanga, Kotombalavu and Vatizani Votu. They'll certainly need the creative skills of Mimosi Vuthango and the finishing of Nathangilevu, Tinai and Colin Isao, because Russia now play a high-intensity brand of sevens, which they showed good effect to defeat Kenya in the opening round, where captain Alexander Yanushkin orchestrated play from first receiver. If the Russians can match the Fijians for physicality at the breakdown, then they will certainly be in with a chance of progressing to the Cup quarter-finals for the first time ever. Russia clearly have a liking for Hong Kong, as they have reached the final in each of their last 3 visits to the territory. They won the bowl in 2007, the first ever trophy in the IRB Sevens World Series, and retained it the following year. Fiji, well, no more experienced campaigners in Fiji than in Hong Kong than the Fijians. From Argentina, Federico Anselmi is the referee. Could well have his work cut out in this one. There's no doubt that Olympic status has given a dramatic boost to sevens rugby in Russia, which will be hosting the next Rugby World Cup sevens in Moscow in 2013, and wouldn't be a boost for the Russians if they could progress to the Cup quarter-finals here in Hong Kong. Russia kick off and hoist high. They've learnt the importance of kicking the ball and to make sure that it lands just on the 10 meters. In the past, the Russians have played their sevens just like they play their 15s, taking it into contact and using the big man. But there's a breeze blowing through the ranks of Russian rugby these days, and it certainly permeated the seven squad, where they now play an entertaining style of rugby where they look to spread the ball wide. That's Emosi Vuthango wearing 7 for Fiji. And how the Russians left the back door open here for Big Eli Tinai. Scooped out by Wanga, Kotambalavo, Nathangilevu, quickly to Vuthango. This is the high-stepping Watisoni Votu. Joint captain here at Hong Kong with Dale Tonewai. Russians keeping their shape so far. Very organised in defence, which will surely be tested in this clash. Colin Isao brings in Eli Tinai on the angle. Fiji have plenty of men over, shifting across field though very quickly, the Russians. Watisoni Votu won't get there himself, but it's a first try for Fiji. A well-worked try, the patient build-up, and the opening score falls for Jerry Mburutu. Vuthango delivering the pass out wide to Watisoni Votu. On the angle came Jerry Mburutu, man from Lomaiviti. Fiji top try scorer this season coming into the Hong Kong Sevens, 20 to his credit. At the best of kicks, but it's first blood for the Islanders. Fiji lead Russia by 5 points to 0. Very many of the leading nations have found Russia to be a handful in recent seasons. Draws with England and Australia, convincing wins over Kenya and France, and close encounters with South Africa and Samoa tell the story. But they trailed by 5 points. Votu is into contact. Kotomba Lavo moves forward in 15s. Vufango to Nafangelevu. Kolinisau finds the gap. Poor tackling by the Russians. Going out wide is Kolinisau, but leaves it for Mburutu. And it's a second try for Fiji. Well, they haven't had to break sweat so far, and that's his 60th try in his World Series career. Good work by Osea Kolinisau, recalled into the squad. Plays his rugby now in France for the Agen club. That's a better strike, but still wide of the mark. Fiji 10, Russia 0 midway through the first half. Now this Pool D clash. Where's that going to drop? Inside the 10 metres. Referee Anselmi waiting for advantage. So the line-out will be taken by Andrei Baikonov. Mistake at the line-out, and that's meat and drink for the Fijians. Well, they're making a heavy weather of it here. Kolinisau, now then, he can steady the ship surely. Vatasoni Votu, Vufango out wide this time is Eli Tinai, but the show and go from Vufango takes him to the corner, round under the post for a simpler conversion. Closer to the post, certainly. Well, Mburutu may have 60 tries, but this man has 80 tries to his credit. Emosi Vufango usually wears the number 6 shirt for Fiji. He's been out of sorts recently, but that try shows that he's back almost, if not to his best form, just brushing away the Russian tackler Alexei Andreev to claim Fiji's 3rd try without response. And finally, a conversion does go over, and Fiji now lead Russia by 17 points to 0. Mentioned the 10 caps that Fiji have won here in Hong Kong. They've also won 2 Rugby World Cup stands here in Hong Kong. That makes it a round dozen. Russia at last have a chance to show what they can do. That's Nikolai Zaporzin, the newcomer from the Doveri Rugby Club in Zelenograd, but now with VBA Pod Moskvia. Kolinisau, the kick ahead. Pressure on the Russian defence yet again inside their own 22. But they somehow managed to retain possession. And that could be good news. The pass is not going to hand, swept up by Nikolai Zaporzin. That's certainly not the sort of display that we saw from the Russians against Kenya last evening. I wouldn't have thought that they would be fazed by the big Fijians. Russia don't mind the physical stuff. So the clock winds down to half-time. Climbing high is Vatasoni Votu. Nafangelevu, Kolinisau again. Delivers to Eli Tinai. Lanky Eli Tinai from the Wardens Club in Suva. Oh, rare mistake from Emosi Vufango. Well, I was saying that he was back to almost his very best. And he can allow a broad grin to spread across his face, because Fiji have a commanding lead at the break over Russia. And at 17 points to 0, Russia have... Baranovsky is a former Sams representative himself, and now coaches the national squad, and also has responsibilities for the under-19s and under-21s squads also. We love Fiji, we certainly do. Loyal supporters wherever Fiji travel around the Sams world. Be it in Dubai, George, in Las Vegas, certainly Wellington, naturally, even in London and in Scotland. Fiji claim the restart, but quickly snapped up though by Yuri Gostyusev for Russia. And the Russian supporters supporting players slowly in arriving, and that's given possession away to the Fijians. The Fangilevo to the high-stepping Eli Tinai. Giving his eye on the ball was Andrei Baikonov to Yanushkin, the international halfback in 15s for Russia. Vasilyev digs it out to Gostyusev. Baikonov to Andreev. Good solid defending by the Fijians, going off their feet. Vasilyev delivers to Gostyusev. Yanushkin again, a chance here. Russia need to strike early in the second half. No way through for Zaporizhzhia. Fiji looking to outmuscle the Russians. Good strength being shown though by them. Gostyusev looking for the breakthrough. Quickly in is Alexander Andreev, if he can get that pass out to Baikonov. Baikonov goes in to give a helping hand, and referee Anselmi has his arm out at disadvantage. Russia, an advantage claimed by Yuri Gostyusev, and Russia have clawed one back. The man from Yug Krasnodar, and Yug in Krasnodar, they are the Russian seventh champions, so they should know what they're doing. They should know where the try line is. And Gostyusev gets an all-important try for Russia. And if Russia can limit the Fijians' try scoring, point scoring capability, then they're still on track for a place in the quarterfinals, the Cup quarterfinals, for the first time ever. The conversion is good. And suddenly it's 17 points to 7. One more score, and we could well have a game on our hands. A nervous start from the Russians, giving away 3 tries in that first half. The other team in this pool, Kenya. Kenya have already lost one match to the Russians. They defeated Malaysia by 45 points to 12. And here come Fiji. Once again, taking it up was Kotombala, Buinishi, Kolini Sao, looking for the switch with Watazoni Votu. Russia in determined mood, but there are 2 men over. Oh, well, they're cut out, and could be something on here for Gostyusev. Away he goes! Russia have claimed another score back. Now we have a game. From 17 points to 0, suddenly it's 17 points to 12, and what's happened to Fiji? They do sometimes go to sleep in games. I wonder whether we have a surprise in the making here. Kolini Sao snapped it up. The pass was poor, or was it Wuthango was a bit slow off the mark? Well, this man wasn't. Zaporizhzhia rather. Nikolai Zaporizhzhia got a try against Kenya last evening. He's got a crucial try for Russia against Fiji, and it's 17 points to 14. Pavel Baranovsky, well, whatever he said at half-time, I think it's had the desired effect. So Russia will look to claim the restart here. Yanushkin, it's a little too far for his forwards. The big man, Jerry Mburutu, underneath the high ball. Wuthango delivers to Kotombalavu, quickly to Nathangilevu, even quicker to the replacement Matawalu. Away he goes into the Russian 22. Matawalu almost to the try line. Has he got there? No, he hasn't. The touch just flags up. What a tackle that was. A brilliant defensive effort from young Alexander Yanushkin. He may have hurt himself in the process, but that was a try-saving tackle from the Russian number 8. Marvellous tackle. Well, I can feel a buzz all around the ground at the moment. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Russia need to win this line out. 5 meters from their own try line. Fiji make a substitution. On comes Setefano Thakau, one who plays his rugby out in Aubenas in France. Baranovsky can hardly watch, but it's certainly a tremendous effort from his squad. They trailed Fiji by 3 when it looked as if it was going to be one-way traffic, but they've hauled it back. Not straight though, and Fiji will get the put in at the scrum when you put your money on them to score from here. Still too close for comfort. 17-14. Baranovsky barking the orders. Keep your defensive patterns. Don't be fooled by some hijinks from the Fijians, is what he's saying, probably. Quickly from Vuthango, looking to use his strength. That's Votu to Matawalu. Can he get there this time? No, it's Lutumayolangi to get there. Did he get it down? Yes, he did. The touch judge, his flag stays up. And it's Jueli Lutumayolangi who gets a vital score for Fiji just as Russia were getting back into this match. The man from Narata, regular face in the extended squad in recent seasons, now looking to claim a more permanent position in the eyes of Iliesa Tanivula. Fiji 22, Russia 14, and that's a 2-score advantage with just under a minute remaining. But Russia have done well to restrict the Fijians to 4 tries. Still on track. Because Russia have Malaysia to come, and they'd fancy their chances of putting a few points on them. It'll be Kenya to play Fiji. You never know what might happen there. But Kenya have to win that one. But for now, Russia still trail by 8 points, but Fiji have it and come away 3-on-1 here. Vuthango, though, doesn't need the support on the outside. Darts away for the try that clinches the victory for Fiji, which looked a bit uncertain a couple of minutes ago, but they've steadied the ship just as the hooter blows, and Vuthango makes sure that Fiji keep a winning. Yeah, they keep the success rate going. This is Vuthango. Just having a quick look to see whether the conversion went over. But it's a good effort from the Russians. But Fiji looking good at this stage. They don't want to overexert themselves. Fiji 29, Russia 14, the full-time score.
Thanks very much, Wyn Griffith. All the way from Wales, along with Nigel Stammer-Smith, all the way from England, Keith Quinn and Willie Losay all the way from New Zealand, bringing you the coverage
about that defeat.